Studio a bit. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we discuss everything relationship and love. I am your host, Franca. With me on the show today, I have Tomi Akimbobola and Precious Ode. Precious, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm good. How was your day?
Plenty, plenty things. Activity, activity. Lagos and Wahala. You know,
Good. I think it's everywhere.
I'm just telling you. Tomi, Tomi. You just do your face like this. This your new haircut is saxa.
Haircuts where you know appreciate. Beg.
Precious,
Thank God my wife. I said I
Precious,
look good.
Precious. You have to solve the problem between me and this boy. I don't know whether I'm this boy's girlfriend.
So what are you before?
But he said you didn't compliment him
I
now when you
mean,
saw
as
the
But
in,
haircut.
honestly, I was just overwhelmed when he came in. I didn't see it, and he got upset and said, "I know how to I know how to pet him, comb the hair for him, make him look sexy, before the show, so that he will be ha 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 ha, my baby."
I thought he's blushing though.
God, the guy dey stress me. I swear.
what can you do without me?
Nothing.
You don't know. Come on.
Okay.
Hello, precious. How you doing?
I'm good. How was your day?
I do. At least I like the smile I'm seeing today compared to what I saw on Tuesday. You went so looking
Are you
bright. Yeah,
serious?
I thought I'd give you that feedback, but today you're looking different.
Okay.
Maybe it's the heat or heat wants to finish us in Port Harcourt.
Not be only Port Harcourt, so even here in Lagos, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. But I mean, we
It's
keep moving.
something
Is that why
else.
you went to cut your hair? Because of heat.
Yeah, well, no, I saw the way I was looking on Tuesday. I didn't like it. I wasn't looking like a fresh guy that I
Smash
am.
her.
I said, no, this is not me.
For your fans.
Come on. For my fans,
For your fans, baby.
you know?
I swear. And you see, every time we're having conversations regarding men, he's on the show. So today we're
Yes,
discussing
so that he can speak for them.
Men
exactly.
for the people. I speak for the men. That's what's up.
So today we're asking questions about how we raise men in Nigeria, and we're asking, are we raising the men right in Nigeria? Tommy.
Me? Don't be better to go first.
Now you are one. Were you raised right?
I mean, if I wasn't raised right, I don't think I'll be on this show to start with.
Okay.
I don't think I'll be your friend.
Mm.
And above all, I don't think I'll be husband to Mojisola, my wife.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
No, yeah, it is what it is, Yeah, so back to the question. Are men raised right in Nigeria? I think, should I say that's a relative question or a unique question? Or I would say it's not balanced.
Okay.
We have many men. Okay, what should we say? What do we mean by
Being raised
being
right.
raised right? Let me we should start from there. So I think being raised right is having morality, okay, proper discipline, okay, to approach life itself. When I say proper discipline and morality, the act of exhibiting emotional intelligence, And how do you have emotional intelligence? These things are being taught by the parents, because I mean, that's why you say sometimes lack of having a father can obviously have a great impact on, kids when they eventually grow up. Okay. Now back to the question again: do we raise men right in Nigeria?
Are we raising?
Are we raising men rights in Nigeria? I would say yes and no.
Okay.
We have some parents who are raising men right, and we have some parents who are just nonchalant about it. And we have some parents who are actually raising men right, but unfortunately the men are not taking the training. Maybe because of exposure to whatever school they go or whatever friends they keep. Eventually they tend to, navigate from who they were to something else. So I think I've been able to answer your question.
So it's a 50-50.
It's 50. I don't know if there's a ratio
or
to it,
70-30.
but I know some men are being raised right, while some are not being raised right, while some are being raised right, but
So at the end of
eventually
the
don't
day-
take the
So
training.
at the end of the day, if we're saying, so how many men act like they were raised right, and how many don't act right?
I don't still think there's a ratio to it, but
70-30, because
you've
if you're saying,
you've
no,
googled
what
it.
I'm saying is,
Yeah.
from the things you see, because part of the things we say, okay, so the things we use as a
Yardstick.
yardstick to know if men were raised right is how they behave at home, the way they conduct them, they comport themselves, their conducts, things like that. how they treat their wife, how they're open to certain things, how they treat their wives, how they allow their wives be themselves. You know, are they domineering? Are they open to suggestions from their wife? Do they allow? Would they allow their wives be themselves? You know, do they want to be the man? You know, and again, when I mean, are they always about I am the man? You can actually be the man, you understand, and still be raised right.
Yes, comedy must be raised
Yeah,
right.
you can be the man and still be raised right. But I think more importantly is the fact that the thing that men can get away with anything. That thing, there's this notion.
So since we're speaking to Nigeria itself, I don't know if it's common, I mean, in other nations.
We're speaking to Nigeria
Yes.
itself.
So there is a long time generational norm that says men should be dominant to women. Okay, and this has been transferred from ages past to date. Okay, but it doesn't make it right.
So that's what we're saying.
That's why men need to learn, unlearn, and relearn. In this case, they need to unlearn what they know or what they've been taught and relearn it, so that as they have their own children, the children are able to emulate something new, different from what they've been taught, which is to show more empathy, to have emotional intelligence, to be vulnerable, which is key, because what men are being taught right now is you have to be a man. You can't cry. You can't show emotions. And by extension, all these things, have an impact on the way they relate with the women.
So that's what we're saying. So generally, based on these things you have mentioned, what's the ratio?
Well, based on this thing that I've mentioned, I think I'll go where you said 70-30.
Thank you.
Or
60-40.
Yeah, 60-40. And give 10 to those who have been raised, but somehow, maybe due to circumstances or their life pattern, they just had to bend.
Okay. Precious, what's your take?
You
think we're raising men right?
Critical question, and it's really appalling because we think men in Nigeria are raised right, but things pop up now that we're in, the social bubble, and then you begin to question the upbringing of these men. Now, just because a man is bringing home the bacon, he's working, paying bills, doesn't mean he was raised right. There are so many attributes to saying is a man raised right. So attributes like, is he supportive? Is he empathetic? Is he communicative? Is he self-aware? Is he allowed to show vulnerability and all of those things? So it's funny because for me, I think we are not raising men right in Nigeria. The focus is too much on the women, on the girl child, on the female child, that we just assume that a man will just, all of a sudden, his brain will just correct when he gets to a particular age. So I don't think we're raising men right in Nigeria.
Okay, so I would ask you, Precious, because you're a counselor, what is the expected behavior? What are the expected when we say what? Okay, so I'm trying to rephrase my question. Okay, so we're saying we don't raise men right. Fine. So what are we doing wrong, or what's being done? What's not done right in raising this men? And why I say that, and my question is, what is the expected behavior, and then what's the reality of what should it be?
Okay.
So they're expected to behave in a certain way.
Yeah.
Yes. But
yes.
In reality, this is what it is.
Yes. So okay, so the expected behavior, emotional intelligence, a man who is accountable, a man who is empathetic, a man who is emotionally intelligent, a man who is self-aware, a man who communicates, a man who is respectful, a man who knows how to set clear boundaries and stick by them, a man who provides. no matter, it doesn't matter the quantity or the quality, you just know that you are meant to provide. Now, these are just some of the qualities. And one of the restraining factors why men are not being raised right is one, I would say cultural background.
Your hands were raised, Franca.
I wanted to ask a question, teacher.
Okay, yes, ma.
Don't you think you're contradicting yourself? From the list you gave, do you understand? You said emotions, empathy, communication, and what rule? So that last part where you said he knows he has to provide, that's you going back to the norm. Unconsciously.
Yes, you're right.
Unconsciously, that's you going back to the norm. So when you say a man should know he has to provide, that's what he has been taught. And you're adding that to the list again of, you see how women can be very selfish. You don't talk, so okay, the expected behavior is that he has to know how to communicate, he has to be empathetic, he has to be vulnerable. You added everything, you understand, by the book. And lastly, what the society has said they should do.
Yes.
So please, Auntie, take that out.
Yes. So, so we're saying that so if we look at the contrast between raising a girl child and a boy child, a girl would sit down, and the next thing you hear is close your legs. You're not supposed to sit like that. So already there is this parental influence where the mother is in the kitchen. They expect the girl to be in the kitchen with her. The boy can be playing football or sleeping or playing games or just even sitting down on his own. So we're saying cultural backgrounds. And then this, I don't want to bite my tongue, but it's patriarchal mode of teaching men, like your word is law, you are the man, what you say go, the world revolves around you, everything you want, like whatever you want, you can get. I understand that it's good to train everybody to be go-getters, especially men. But sometimes it can make them suppress emotions, feelings, just because they don't want to seem weak or seem indecisive. Like, so we hear statements like, why are you behaving like a woman? And then in my head, I'm like, how does a woman behave? I mean, is he sashaying like a woman? Or is it in his mode of communication? It might just be because he showed a perceived sign of weakness. And so they now say, why are you behaving like a woman? So cultural and societal norms is also restricting us from training or raising these men rights.
Okay, so I hear you, and I agree with you, but honestly, when they say men shouldn't cry, does it mean that you shouldn't have emotions? It's okay, because I don't think anybody can take your emotions away from you.
Men shouldn't cry.
Yes, don't cry.
That's telling you not to have emotions.
No, but see,
hide your emotions.
No,
that's
so
telling you.
yeah.
Tommy is there now. He's a man.
Okay, so don't cry. So
hide
don't
You're
cry.
A man. You're a man, masculine. Hide your emotions.
But guess what? I think there's some women that don't cry.
Yes. So if a woman does not cry,
so it's not about.
So if a woman does not cry,
it's not about. So listen, it's not even about. I don't want to say it's the culture here, because even in the Bible, there are a lot of things that happen now. Do you understand? That were actually happening. You understand? Happened in the Bible. For example, when they say it's man's nature to cheat, David and the rest of them had multiple. In fact, they were sleeping with people's wives. And then, even in the Bible, if a woman does it, it's a sin. But when the man does it, it wasn't counted as a sin. So it's not just the culture.
You mean sleeping with people's wife? It's a sin now. The Bible is a sin.
You do understand what I'm trying to say? But they were not reprimanded for it. Yeah. That's what I mean. It's a sin, but being, you understand, reprimanded and, dealt with for it, it wasn't done. In fact,
it was more called out for women.
It was more, yes, So my point is...
If what happened to Mary Magdalene when she got pregnant? He wanted to stone her to death. Until Joseph came to rescue her. It's not just that slept with you, why are you pregnant?
Okay. But my point is, it's not just the African culture that, has labored this thing. It started from the Bible. So And even in the Bible, there were roles for women.
Mm.
Even to the part where it says, men, love your wife, women, be submissive. Don't you think it started from there? It's not a Nigerian thing.
Last time I talked about
No, it's not in Nigeria.
last time I brought church, you said, why am I bringing church? Why are you bringing church?
No, because we're trying to make it a Nigerian thing. I'm trying to say it's a universal thing.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I don't think, as much as, yes, we have sort of taken that part so much, like the African culture has just imbibed so many things into that, you understand, that this part of us. It is not just about us. We pick these things from somewhere. So my question is, we have Christians abroad. How come it's not so domineering over there?
Because their law makes it difficult to be
So
dominant.
so it is the law,
Yeah.
it's not the culture.
Not the law.
Precious, do you understand what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah.
So in European countries and, Western world, they read the same Bible, they know these things. So that means the men are also prone to these things. But what helps the women is that the law protects the women.
Yeah.
So that means that even in our culture and whatever it is we do here, if we had laws to protect the women, it won't be this bad.
Yeah, actually, yes.
You agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So does it mean that it's not a Nigerian thing?
So it's a Nigerian thing.
No, it's a universal thing.
It's a Nigerian thing.
Okay, so let's argue that now.
It's a Nigerian thing.
So before we get to the battle round between Precious and Tommy, let's quickly go on the break. When we come back, I shall be the referee to these fights.
Stay tuned. Heartlines will be right back. Thanks for staying with us on Heartlines.
So, welcome back. Please note that you can call in to join this conversation on 070-2500-7749 or 070-142-42420. And you can send us a WhatsApp message on 081-903-84663. And please, I beg you now, subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can go watch all our episodes, very interesting episodes that if you have missed any of them. Before we went on the break, Tommy said it's a Nigerian thing. Why do you say that?
Like I said, it's a Nigerian thing.
Why?
Now, if a law comes to focus on this, everybody will conform to the new law. Okay? Now, let me give an example now. If a Nigerian goes to another country where we have such laws that protects women, why can't it behave the Nigerian way because it's a Nigerian thing? It can't behave that way because there's a law that protects women over there.
Okay, so that
So when it comes back to Nigeria, and there's no law.
That's what we're saying. That so when the laws are put in place here, these things will change.
It will change, but it's not going to be an immediate change. It's going to be something that we have to be, accepted because it's already embedded in our system.
It's not. That's what we're saying because you're contradicting yourself.
Okay.
If you say it's embedded in your system as a man, you go over
Not my
there.
system.
No, as a
Men's
man.
system, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. As a man.
Yeah.
If you say it's already there as a man, but you go somewhere else and you conform, so it's not in your system.
When I say you conform, when you're in Rome, you act like a Roman.
That's why it's not in your. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so it can it can be changed. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, it can be checked.
It can be checked.
Yes, because yes, you have it in your blood,
So
but you
it can
know
be
where.
checked.
Yes, it can be checked in the sense that it's a guy thing.
So it can be checked doesn't mean the man. So let's get it right. Okay. Now it goes to another country where women are protected. Now he has to check himself because obviously if he goes against the law, he'll be arrested. But that doesn't take away that mentality of dominance of being a man towards a woman.
We're saying the same thing.
No, I'm not saying the same thing. Now the men over there who were brought up over there do not have such mentality that men should be dominant against women. They are two different things.
But they do now. There is domestic violence everywhere.
Yeah, there is no doubt, but they don't have that mentality like we have. Our cultural mindset that men are dominant to women. women must be submissive. It's different over there in the European world.
No, so you see, I bet to disagree. Why I say
Okay.
that is, it's still the man's world out there.
Okay.
Again, you would see how the things that are even happening now already happened, years back, years back over there. Men used to molest women over there. But then, it was a man's world.
Who says
when I
women,
mean
who says
not-
women don't molest men?
To me, we're saying it happens, but we're saying that, you understand, it happens. Even the part of, to be on this road, you will sleep with this person, do also, these things happen everywhere. We do not know what happens. We saw the video of where PDD was dragging a girl. What's that? Dominance. So these things happen. But again, what we're saying is there's a law. And those laws are strictly abided by. Do you understand? By the citizens and by the, by them. So it's not somewhere where, trust me, if there's a slight chance that, they could get away with it, they would do more. Humans, they will do more. Those guys, when they come here, they misbehave. They do all sorts when they come here. So it's in their blood.
It's in men's blood, what you're trying to say.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is what you're saying. You understand? But what we're now saying is, here, if the laws are right here, you see the men acting the way the men over there are acting. But because even if you put the laws here, it might not even be followed, because you can find your way around it, you can bribe, you can talk to one person. But if those laws are put in place and strictly followed, trust me, a lot of men... In fact, what am I even talking about? Let's be honest. A lot of things have changed. Initially, domestic violence, men...
Because there's media now.
Yes, there's media now. So everybody's being very careful.
Yeah, there's exposure.
That's what we're saying.
Out there.
So you see, a lot of things are happening. And it's beginning to make men say, you know what, let me be careful. I don't want myself... so it's already working. But again, back to Precious. This, in quotes, this training, I don't want to think it's all about sleeping around and all that. This training that we're speaking about, don't you think that men and women should be trained the same way? Because women lack a lot of things as well. I think women lack a lot of things because a lot of women want to get in that space where the men are right now as well. So don't you think that, it should be something that, we're training our kids the same way, and then what works for you? Do you get my point? So
Yes.
the men
Yes.
and the boy child and the boy child and the girl child should be given the same opportunity to cook.
Like I said, it's relative. We have some family who train boy child and girl child.
Yeah, something like she said.
Say for instance, I'm an example.
Yes.
Okay.
Growing up, on Monday you sweep the floor. On Tuesday you wash the plates. On Wednesday you are in the kitchen. Guess what? My father prefers. I have 3 sisters. My father prefers to send me to the market to my sisters, because guess what? I come back with better and quality products, and even I come back with change, and I give him his change. So he rather use me.
But I call you Jebu.
So I think, like I said, it's relative. Some parents do the right thing by ensuring that I'm not. And guess what? I'm the only son. So there was never a case of whereby saying he's a boy, pam pam. Everybody was
So,
disabled.
but I don't know why I feel say that this your pricing, it your body. They say like say they born you, maybe your grandfather or your grandmother.
Because it's not be even my father is not like that.
Yes, so because there's something your own that follow come.
Right from young go at the price, even in the market. They come,
See the way he's saying it with so much joy.
It's where when I go to market, they say.
I think he's saying it with so much joy.
No, you know what they tell me? Say, but then should be ring. You don't be woman.
No, you don't be woman, you
so
dey
they price like this. I say, come, I go price on my money. So
Do you know
what
subconsciously?
it is, yeah.
Subconsciously, when I'm speaking with Tommy or Tommy's wife, I say I'll just say Amoji, let Tommy go and price it. That's how bad
yeah,
it
I'm
is.
telling you.
Okay, so your own are follow come anyway.
I guess so.
But you see, don't you think that's an advantage for you? Do you see it as an advantage?
Yes, it is an advantage because some
Okay.
things that should normally get me pissed off will get me pissed off. Say, for instance, I can go into the kitchen and cook. Or maybe my wife say, babe, I beg, go let me warm that food. I don't take it personal. Or maybe, babe, I'm tired. I enter the kitchen, go and wash plates. So I don't see it as it's a woman's thing. So that in a way has already, changed my orientation and my perspective towards life. Yes.
Do you think it's because of the way you were raised or your personality?
Part of how I was raised is what became of my personality today.
Okay, because you know why I say that?
Yes.
There are guys that would do everything you're doing right now,
Okay.
cook and do everything before they got married. The minute they get married, told me, if let's say they turn 360, they don't even want to get into the kitchen. Precious, am I lying?
You're not, oh.
They just change, because the truth is, whether you like them or not, every guy was single at some point, and they cook.
I still cook.
You don't understand?
They clean in house, they washing clothes.
As a single guy, you they wash your car, you they wash your clothes, you they warm your food, you they cook for yourself because you go uni.
Yeah.
You
so,
do
you, so you didn't see the need to go and
yes.
be dominant towards your.
And not be say guys get money. Guys know they get money for school. Now women they get money for school.
How women they take money?
I'm not going to
Another
discuss that.
topic for
I'm
another
not
day.
following you discuss that. No, but they must get boyfriend. We go. They give the girl.
Who get dominant, they give them money.
They give them money.
Yes,
So, but my point is, when you did school, you did cook and all that. But all of a sudden, you get married and you become that man who doesn't get into the kitchen. You become that man who doesn't know how the microwave works. I don't get it. And then you say this thing. That's why I'm saying that you were trained right and you act right doesn't mean you can't change 360. Because there are men who know everything you know, told me. The minute they get married, they just think that they shouldn't be doing those things anymore.
So it's still part of upbringing too again. I saw my father do this even when he was supposed to be. I mean, he's still married to my mom, thank God. Whilst being married, I don't know if I'm phrasing that statement well. Whilst growing up, watching my parents, growing with them, my father, in fact, I prefer my father's beans to my mom's beans. My father see they cook even they say the man on the hold now, don't they relax now because we tell him don't go to the kitchen. He likes cooking, and by extension too, I think by that, I just think when you mirror what your parents do, naturally it just become a part of you. So apart from telling them what to do, teaching them what to do, what you do too is also, it has an impression on us when we grow up too.
So, but my point is, so like you said, there are kids that were trained right, raised right, but didn't turn out right.
Yes.
So really, it's not about.
That didn't turn out right.
Yes.
Life happened.
Life happened.
Life has happened to them. Maybe wrong friends. Maybe pressure. Maybe something happened to them, and just sorry for the effort. Fuck it. Let me just be what I want to be. Let me just act the way I want to act.
So Precious, what do you think it's not done right that needs to be corrected?
I think from the get-go, there should be no, like you said, there should be no segregation when it has to do with instilling values and virtues to kids. So if you're going to if you're going to punish, discipline the female child, the male child should also be disciplined. I've seen homes where they know they touch the boy, but they beat the girl. So whatever measure, every family has their values. We understand that every family has their own set of rules and regulations, but there should be no discrimination. These two people are flesh and blood and bones. They are, apart from, say one is male, one is female, they're actually the same thing. So we're saying, train them the same way. There should be no segregation, the same waking up time, the same sleeping time, the same kind of foods. There is no, give this one bigger meat because he's a boy. Or you don't eat meat until when the men in the house are finished eating and all of that. So if parents are able to, and then of course, these parents are even doing this training that I call it transfer of knowledge. They also have to have the right kind of knowledge, because a dysfunctional family will most likely produce dysfunctional children. So we're saying that if you have the right values, then you would be able to pass it on to both your male child and your female child with ease.
Okay, so I hear you, but you see, as you were speaking, something came to my mind. I feel that as a guy, even if you don't know how to cook, even if you don't know how to, cook, you're not domesticated, but you have empathy. You go like a long way in your relationship, because all you need to do is sit down with your wife in the kitchen and be gisting. Do you get my point? That's all you need. Just be there. You don't need to know how to cook.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, baby, I know it's also a big cook. I for help you or I for join you, but I can gist with you. You know. So is it also this training that said they cannot, but they gist with their friends?
See, yeah, this is the way you talk now just reminded me of some scenes from the past. Our parents are a major cause of this dominant mentality women have. And I can't really blame them too. It's what they met on ground. You know, a woman should come, kneel down, serve your husband, just carry the word submissive.
Glorified.
Carry that word submissive on their head. And you find out that I've seen some scenes on TV where you see maybe the wife and the husband are actually playing together or doing something together. Or maybe it's even the husband is mopping the floor, and then maybe they hear the mother is coming, they quickly rush, interchange, let the wife mop the floor instead rather than the husband mop the floor. So even they know, but because they're trying to please the parents, they quickly conform to what they've learned from them. So we need to speak to our parents, and of course our parents are really old now. It's us and the new generation. We need to change the story, change the narrative, because we're equal. We're equal.
But guess what? The men are not like that when they are dating.
That's what you think. Not all men. Some men are like that.
But let me explain.
Some men don't hide.
But let me explain. I have seen cases where when you are dating, the man already even wash your clothes.
I still finish the entire eventually now.
You understand? But the minute you see, I think there's a problem with that word marriage.
Once they pay your bride price.
Yeah, for woman, we know the confidence now.
No, it's not about the woman and confidence and all that. So I think that there's something that comes with marriage. Maybe there's an expectation that comes with marriage that once that word married, wife, husband, the whole narrative will just change. The man just feels all I need to do at this point is provide money. All she needs to do is be submissive. That's all. That's what I see, And my question is it that they don't care about relationships? Because you cannot have a healthy relationship with that in mind.
That's why I say it's an archaic mentality.
But you see, when you say it's an archaic mentality, I question it because these people have good relationship with their side chicks. They have good relationship with other females in their office. They respect the women.
You have said it now, but because wife.
You see that word, wife. Okay, so but I don't even want to make it about.
You're breaking it down. You're breaking it down really nice.
You understand? I don't even want to begin to make it about the husband and wife again. I just feel that is when they see themselves like on top, because it also happens with the boss and the subordinate.
True.
It happens with the, So, but when is the side chick, they don't see themselves as the boss. Because I think they go into that relationship to be spoiled and treated like children. So they now make themselves children. Because you go see, I have seen stories where they say, small picking where they cause old man because he be side chick, where they knock him for head anyhow. And they tolerate it. And their wife will not do that same thing. A colleague in the office will not do that same thing. So my point is they play different roles. So if you say it's what they have been taught, is what they have been trained or who they have been trained to be, how are they able to navigate such roles?
Yeah, because the person is not their wife. Like you've rightly said, you've pointed out, you've said you've already given her the solution. Wife, because now they're married to this person. This is my wife. So you conform to what I want you to do. That's the mentality. That girlfriend is not his wife. So he's not in full control, even though he sometimes exhibits those natures. They will exhibit those natures. But obviously, because they know this is not my wife, they have to behave.
Okay, so let me share a story. Okay, so I last year I was in them. I did a program, and in my group we were all ladies and one guy. So we had to do something together, and nobody was forthcoming. So I now said, I was a class rep, so I had to call everybody, to ask their opinion and all that. So I called a guy who was the only guy in my group. And I said, how far? This, it was Saturday morning or something. I was like, so in the course of having a conversation on what to get, what to do, and he said, this was how the conversation went. He said, I just think that, somebody should go into the market, get the price for the things that we need to get. Like somebody like you now can go into the market, get the thing. And I said, but why should anybody go into the market? We could just check out what the price is, agree on something. Nobody has time. I personally will not have time, to go and do that. But even if, that's what your suggestion is, why don't you come in to the group? Let everybody air their minds, give suggestions, and would agree on one thing together as a group, And the conversation was going, and the next thing he said, he raised his voice and was like, that his time is precious to him, that he doesn't have time for this, blah, 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 blah. I was like, sorry? I don't get where this is coming from. Why are you speaking to me like that?
To you?
Yes, he was speaking. I'm telling you my experience with a guy.
He don't know you.
He has never met me before. And I was like, sorry, why are you speaking to me like that? He was like, oh, that he doesn't have time for this. He doesn't engage in this kind of conversations in the morning. And I said, oh, really? I said, okay, no problem. I said, it was nice speaking to you. I kept quiet. The next day in class, we're speaking about cognitive. It was, my counseling class. We're meant to be counselors. The next day in class, we're having a class, and we're supposed to give an example of how people dominate and act,
So you gave the example?
I gave the example straight up. And I said that, and I told,
was he in class?
and I gave, oh, no. I gave that example straight. I wasn't going to tolerate it. I gave that example straight, and I said, I'm working somewhere, and my boss is trying to intimidate me. Maybe he thinks that I'm one of those people he can push around. I just said that. And I think he got a memo. And then he calls me, to say, oh, he didn't know that. He got to me. I said, who speaks to somebody like that? You don't speak to somebody. But why I'm even sharing this story is because, trust me, at that point, that guy just thought he was a man. So he had the right to speak to me in that manner.
Because he was your boss.
Was it about my boss?
Oh, because, yes, it brings back to what you said earlier. When someone sees himself superior.
Yes, superior. He just felt at that point he could speak to me like that.
So now I think
guess what?
I've gotten the word now. It's superiority mentality.
And guess what? If we begin to check, I might even be older than him.
See, the moment a man or a husband starts to see his wife as his equal,
it drops.
If you see your wife as your equal, that dominance attributes will not come out. You start to listen. There will be intentional attentiveness to listen to your wife because you see yourself as equals.
And guess what? And then I feel that if you do that, you would even get better value from your wife.
Yes.
More respect from your wife. Because I don't think there's any woman, but sorry, Tommy, you're a guy, but I want to say that at this point, I think men are stupid. You know why I say that? And that's why they say they lack emotional intelligence. Not all men, sorry. But the ones who, because the truth is, if I come down to your level, that person would understand me better and respect me more. And would not want to hurt you for anything.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Because if I have a husband who I know goes out of his way, you understand, to make me feel equal to him, to make me feel that
you're heard.
I'm heard.
Yeah.
Makes me feel that, you know what, your opinion
matters
and is important, even if you don't do it. You see, that's the emotional intelligence part of it. Just listen to me. You don't have to do it. But by the time you wash me well, feel that you sit down with me, you listen, you now tell me, do you think this thing you have said, is what we should do? Why don't we now look at my own suggestion? But the fact that you guys have that conversation, she feels important. There's nothing you say to that lady that will get her upset. There's nothing you say that will get her. So is it that they don't, so they say they lack emotional intelligence. I agree now. They said 80% of the men lack emotional intelligence, actually. So that means that's why they are not able. So that's because they are not intelligent. They now want to use that organ, superior that are more superior, to deal with the issues that they need to use their sense.
Let's try the ones that are now insensitive.
Are men not, all men not insensitive?
No, I'm not insensitive.
Any man who cheats is insensitive.
The moment, so that's why there's a thin line between being emotional intelligent and sensitive.
Any man who cheats is insensitive because they tell you they sleep with the girls without emotions. That's you being insensitive.
Why do you have to bring cheats into it?
I'm just saying.
There's so many other examples.
But that's their nature. You just told me that it's their blood, it's their nature. That's the best example to use.
Who told you that?
That's what you told me.
Let's replay. When you tell me that.
Okay.
Yeah, why me?
Sorry, off camera. If he told me we have a conversation off camera and they was to please leave me alone. But seriously, so that's what it is. So any man who cheats is insensitive because you're actually messing up with somebody's emotions and you're telling yourself because you don't have emotions, then it's fine.
I've never really looked at it from the point of cheating as being insensitive.
It's being insensitive to the other person's emotions.
I've always seen it as someone who's insensitive lacks emotion now.
You're being insensitive. If you lack emotions, you're being very insensitive.
You're being insensitive because if the person finds out, the person will be hurt and you know it. And yet you don't care.
And then they lie and make you feel, it's all deceit because they make you feel important at that time, except they are paying you outrightly for sex. Then they don't, but even at that, they try and be nice too.
Interesting.
But again, going back to upbringing and how raising men, I don't want to actually put it strictly on how the men were raised. Why I say that is, the typical training that we give to guys is, don't wash plate, abi? Don't do your women chores and all that. But that's not where it ends. They tell you to love your sister. The men love their sisters.
Yes, so they don't joke with their sisters.
They don't joke with their sisters. So why would they treat another man's child like that? Why do they feel they're better than their sisters? Tommy, do you feel you're better than your sisters?
No, we're the same, we're equal.
Because they're your sisters. So that's how
it's so bad that I'm first, I'm the second. We are all the same. We all what English is that? We all have right to speak. Everybody has equal right to speak.
So that's the thing. So if in your home you don't act that way, how do you act that way outside?
Society. So I don't want to limit it to parents.
That's what I'm saying. It's not just parenting.
It's not a village to raise a child. So it's everybody.
Exactly. Don't forget that it's not just parents that raise child though. Community raise the child as well. School raise the child as well. University raise the child as well. In this office space raise the adults. We are still growing anyway. So
yeah, because a lot of things happen. Even back in school, guys will do certain things and get away with it.
Yes.
You understand? And the girls can't do those things.
Yes.
So I think all that, so it's not just how we raise children or how we raise our boys. It's about how the society has programmed.
You see in school, ladies go and fetch water, boys go and cut the grass. Let them all cut the grass. Let them all go and fetch water. So see, it's really, really deep down inside our system. It's rooted deep down in the system. And before this can be corrected.
But in all fairness, the truth is, as much as we want to make it look like, the boys are treated better than the girls, the boys actually go through a lot as well.
Tell me.
Okay, so for example, when it comes to punishment, they take harder punishments than the girls.
How?
If they flog, when they flog boy, no, they flog girl like that. Yeah.
That means the sentiment.
That's what I'm saying.
That means women are also recognized.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I say in all fairness. That's why I said in all fairness. You understand? As much as we want to make it look like, you understand, the guys have this way, they treat them this way, they also go through a lot to even get to that point where you become a man.
If you went to command this secondary school, you won't say this.
Okay.
Boys and girls are treated the same way.
Okay, so if they're treated the same way, if boys and girls are treated the same way, then how come one person feels better than the other?
That's just a sector in society.
So since you have said it's a sector, why are you not trying to make it look...
I'm telling you, it's not all round that. It's not all round that.
It's a sector. Do you understand? Yeah. I'm just saying generally that much as we say that as much as we say, oh, the guys have been treated, in a certain way,
Yeah.
they actually go through a lot to even become that man.
Sure.
Because whether you like it or not, the
Sure.
guys don't actually want to be what we have made them
Sure.
be. You know,
Yeah.
they didn't choose that part. It was also imposed on them.
Exactly. Mhm.
It was actually imposed on them because I'm sure men
Yes.
want to even do some things. There are men who want to cook, but they are not allowed to
Like
cook.
I said earlier, some people, their parents will come, they quickly leave the kitchen because.
Do you understand?
What the
So
parents
it's not
will
like,
say.
so the truth is not like the men actually want to be like that. And guess what? I have seen men are actually very vulnerable. You understand? They're always seeking attention. They're always seeking for attention in different
My wife
places.
calls me an attention seeker.
Exactly. They're always seeking for attention, and that's because they are not treated, they are not shown love. A lot of men lack.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Spot on, actually.
Men are not shown the kind of love a father will show to the daughters. He will never show it to the guy. So they lack that affection.
I thank God for my father, Sha.
So a lot of guys lack affection because if you treat, and that's why I feel they lack emotions because they don't even know what it is. They have not experienced it. And somebody who doesn't even have love, what is he going to give you? Well,
Nothing.
he's not going to give you anything. When you see the way they treat these guys, you see even at home, they say, oh, don't wash. But when it comes to certain things, the guys go through a lot compared to the girls. The way they even beat the boys is different. The kind of chores they get them to do is harder than what they give to the girls to do and all that. They say, oh, you just go kitchen, go and wash, go and cut grass. To cut grass, they hard pass now. But you find out that the guys go through, tough things to become that person that they are.
All right. Even when they are even older, expectation of a man is even still more. Even as they are older. We still expect a man to do more.
Like?
I don't know. There's just so lot of expectation as being a man. I mean, you can't cry. Obviously you have to provide for the family. If you're unable to provide for the family, it's war. You're not man enough.
You're not responsible.
You're not responsible. All those mentality can also make a man go crazy. So pretty much.
Okay. So, but basically, I think they go through. I think everybody's going through a lot. And men can cry, please. It's okay to cry. It's okay to actually hug someone.
Yes. Pour out the emotion. Pour out
It's
the
okay
tension.
It's okay to
Cry.
It's okay to pour. But
Yes.
tell me, no, but guess what? When
Cry.
I say these things, I still remember these guys. They cry for their side chicks. They cry when they deal with woman.
Which momo side chick with
Now
that?
there they go cry, sir.
Now there they go cry. Told me, see, if you
Really?
see,
Why man go cry for side chick?
told me if you see what men do,
That's where they go to onboarding themselves.
that's where they go to onboarding themselves.
But why?
That's the thing. So I don't understand whether it's that they have to show that they are strong with their wives and then go somewhere else
Yes.
and be, because even sometimes they even have
Have you seen this
conversations.
or you're just saying this?
What
Why
am I
man
saying?
will just go cry for a girlfriend?
When I mean cry, you're not literally crying now.
Express
Tomi.
your emotions.
Express your emotions. Tomi, have you not heard where man they date
A man
girl
can be having a bad day at work and it's his side chick that knows about it, not
About
the
it.
wife. He shields the wife.
So I don't want to make it about the side chick because sometimes they have friends that they even speak to.
Okay.
So you find out that the guy is calling a friend to unburden.
Because he's not friends with his wife now. You see, he goes way deeper than trying to be dominant and all that. There's no friendship between him and his spouse.
So is that also part of how the culture has made it?
No.
So what is the problem?
That's between him and his spouse. Or him and his wife. 'Cause
So
see,
I think they just feel that if they do certain things, disrespect go enter the relationship. Or go see finish go enter.
do you know this thing he said happens in some marriages we have today? You will see some women, the way they will act outside is different from when the husband is around. Do you understand what I mean? Some women can be playful, relaxed, and all that, able to speak and talk. But when the moment the husband is around, it's a whole different person entirely.
So
Confirm.
why do you
I
think
don't
that is?
I honestly don't know. Confirm.
Maybe they fear the man now. That's fear. That's not see finish. That's not fear because the man feels cold and she cannot be herself in front of her husband.
It's cold.
Do you understand? She can't be herself in front of her husband because she know what make her husband begin verse, make her husband begin curse her, say, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing anyhow? You'll be shocked that the man would just, speak to her anyhow because of the way she's behaving.
Because you'd rather be free outside and be different inside.
It happens.
Yes, so.
It happens that because we don't know what the foundation of their relationship is.
Yeah.
But this upbringing and everything, I don't even want to make it about relationship and marriage and all that. It's a general thing. How men treat people generally. Because you go to work out for road. Man, they treat woman anyhow for road. It's not about husband, it's not about wife. Men just feel that they are a lot more superior than the woman.
It's bullshit. Just remind me of a video I saw on Instagram some days ago in the bus. I think they said the woman did something to him. You see the way the guy was punching the woman like was punching a man. I was so pissed off. And the annoying thing is nobody tried to separate. He said, I know you go hit her first or I don't be abuse her first or something. So that makes it okay for you to beat a woman like a man. So you see, did you hear the statement I just made? You mean like you hit her first. So that makes it right for you to be punching the woman.
Okay,
like
so please, before we go, we have just 3 minutes.
Already?
I saw a video of a comedian. I don't know if I shared that video with you guys. I saw a video where one popular comedian was standing and the child was pressing his nipple and he was doing like this. Is that upbringing? Is that an issue with upbringing
That's
too?
stupidity.
See, there are so many things we can...
This
video is supposed to be a talk show on its own.
Stupidity at its finest. Have you seen fine stupidity? Because he doesn't know what he's doing to that child. To that child now is normal. She gets
and it's a girl child. She doesn't even know what she's doing.
Yes, she gets to school now. She's doing the same. She's doing the same play with a boy in the school, and she keeps on growing. She thinks it's normal.
Teacher.
Or a teacher. And unfortunately for her, maybe the teacher is even a bloody pedophile. Teacher says, "Oh, this one is the one she wants to be." He carries her to a corner. She thinks it's normal. He touches her. She thinks it's normal. He puts a hand on his own nipple. She thinks it's normal because the father is
so
with
many
her.
things
And from there, he
wrong
takes
with
her
that
inside and he
video.
devours the girl. Defiles the girl. So what this guy has done here, maybe because he wants to train or for whatever reason he has done that, is acts of stupidity at its finest. And
internet never
they really
forgets,
need
and then you
need
put
to
it out
sanction
there.
him for that. Because come on, if we can do this on the TV, what's happening behind the corner?
So is the reaction for me,
Stupid me. I'm telling you. He's someone this kind of man, and he's a father. I'm even sure that he's a father. They need to get
Have you gone to the comment section of
Bankere
this
and
post?
flog him.
How,
Look at
how people were supporting him.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, so some people were saying, is it not his daughter? At least he's not doing it with another person. As in, when I was reading the comment
Those
section,
people and him, they
my
need to
head
be
was on
locked
fire.
up. They need to be locked up. Locked up, and they should throw away the key.
No, but so this
my head was on fire.
When I saw
This is
it,
daughter,
and-
so that
yes,
makes it right.
I saw it and I just couldn't. I didn't even want to comment. I didn't because it's crazy.
I don't want to type, but I stopped.
It's crazy because I don't understand. And you see, this
He
is
didn't
the
even just
thing-
stop at touching. You're
This is-
moaning to it. How irritating and come on, man! I can't even find the right words.
So my question is, Precious, is this also training the male child?
How?
Does it have to do with upbringing as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so for this one, in fact, this man just lacks emotional intelligence. Because
Which is part of-
so we are saying we're not even saying what he's doing is right. But even if you want to do it, why are you putting it out there? You expected us to commend you.
He shouldn't even
applaud you.
do it. He shouldn't even do that. How much more was he doing behind the scene? And look at the poor little girl. She's smiling because she thinks he's right. Tapping or pinching your nipples.
as far as she's
You're
concerned,
sexualizing
they're
the girl. They
playing.
say it's normal. It's not his daughter. This is sexualizing. And it's very, very wrong in all areas. Come on.
It's really wrong. There is somewhere.
And
that
tomorrow
he got
you
it
see the
wrong,
girl
honestly.
will be chasing boys up and down. You don't know she has gone through this kind of thing when she was a baby because she thought it was normal. She was doing it with her father.
You'll be expecting men to react that way.
Exactly.
So any man who doesn't react that way becomes a problem.
Exactly. She thinks something's wrong with her. She's a baby. She cannot really, put things together and know what is really right from wrong.
It's actually sad what a lot of us would do just to trend. It's really terrible. Like it's so to the
I take her personal go.
So to the point where you actually get your daughter involved
What's on
to
the trend?
As in,
on social media for content.
They even shake. They shake like warm.
Not even with the
that video is going nowhere. The next 20 years, somebody will bring it up.
I don't get it with what's going on everywhere. As that child, they go school, people will begin to say things to the child.
You know,
and
Yes.
maybe the teachers have seen these videos and they'll say, that thing you did to your daddy, come and do it to me.
Let me do.
Let me do this and laugh. You know, it's really
because she thinks it's normal. She thinks it's right.
All ramifications. This is a terrible video and it shouldn't be out there. In all honesty, it's a terrible video and it shouldn't be out there. So we have just I think 1 minute. Precious, what are your last thoughts, please?
So there should be no segregation as it has to do with raising the boy child and the girl child. I can say it starts from the home, but it even goes beyond the home because kids now spend most of their waking hours outside of the house than even inside of the house. So this is a call to action to all teachers, all caregivers, all bosses, all pastors, heads of departments, wherever you are. As long as there's a child within your vicinity, please make it a point of duty to model good behavior so that that child can be able to grow up to be an acceptable human being.
Thank you. Thank you. I just got Mojisola Akimbobola. I just got a message from you. She said, Auntie Frank, I must give it to you. You're so intelligent. You're drilling my husband. Tommy, please, your last words.
I love you, my darling.
So yeah. Please, so send us your emails. Send us emails. Like we have tons of emails from different people trying to, navigate life, having issues, whatever it is you're going to. Just send us an email, and trust me, we'll get someone to attend to you. Email address is counsel@vedacronzo.com. See you tomorrow.